Stop bullshitting yourself. Stop lying to yourself and just sit down and really just listen to the thoughts that are going on in your head, the words that you're speaking out loud to yourself. Really just sit there and fucking listen to yourself and be fucking honest with how you're lying to yourself. Because you tell yourself that everything's okay, your life's okay, you're going to put up with this job because it's comfortable, you're going to put up with this relationship because it's comfortable, but you're not fucking happy. So stop lying, because you're just creating more pain. The more you lie to yourself, the more you lie to other people, the longer that this pain, this uncomfortable situation that you're in is going to go on for. The more this goes on for, the more pain you're going to be in later on in life. When you come to your deathbed, you're going to be having loads of regrets that you never broke up with that girl, you kept that job, you stayed in the factory for 40 years of your life and didn't do anything else but stay in that factory, and all you know is how to work in a factory. Be fucking real with yourself and honest, because the moment you be real with yourself, then you change your life. Then you change your life. The moment I changed my life is the moment I started being real with myself. And the best example of this I can give you is when you break up with your girlfriend, when you have split up with your ex-girlfriend, you're going through this uncomfortable stage of going through all this pain, missing her, wanting her back and whatever. You're so upset, you want to get back with them and you're crying your eyes out, or you're just upset, lonely. You might have girls in your DMs, you might not have girls in your DMs. Either way, they're just there for a distraction to get rid of that pain you feel for your ex-girlfriend. But when that day comes that you finally decide to change, that's when you're fucking honest with yourself. That's when you're real. Until that very moment you are real with yourself, you will not change. You will stay eating unhealthy foods. You will stay not going to the gym. This is the problem. You are not real with yourself. You are not being honest with yourself. You're dancing around and playing a fucking movie in your head that everything's okay, that everything's going to be okay. But why? To what result? Pain, misery, discomfort for your whole life, regret. Why would you want that? Why would you want a life of regret? Stop being a bitch and dampening everything down just so you can make excuses, so you don't have to change. The reason you're doing this is because you know it's a lot of effort to change your life, to become someone new. I have to kill myself every single day, my old self, every single day to become who I am today. The moment that I stop making these videos, the moment I stop going to the gym, the moment I start eating unhealthy food, the moment I start watching porn again, then I go back to my old self. I might look like this physically, but inside I'm fucking beating myself up. I'm critical of myself all the time. I'm, judging myself, upset, anxious, depressed. All of these old emotions, my old self is inside telling me that I'm fucking worth nothing. If I go back, if I'm not honest with myself, with like how I want to be, with what I want to do, with how I'm living currently in this very moment, if I'm not honest about that, if I hate how I'm living currently, if I'm not honest about that, then I will go back to my old self. I will revert all of my progress that I've made. And this has been a constant cycle for me, and it's probably a cycle for you. If you started the gym, if you started a business, if you started eating healthy, whatever it is, if you started it and you're in and out of this fucking cycle of going back and forth with yourself and starting to improve and then going back and eating junk food and not going to the gym anymore, then this is the fucking reason, because you're not real with yourself. You're not honest with yourself. You're not being tough enough on yourself. You're saying, oh, it's okay. Yeah, you can have a day off. It's fine. You can't have a day off because this world is too consuming. As soon as you have a day off, you start being lazy. You start seeking that instant gratification, and then it's got you. It's got you by the fucking bollocks like that, because it's so addictive. Your brain, the dopamine in your brain is just so addictive, you can't get rid of it. It's not that easy to get rid of. I've been there plenty of times where I've just scrolled on TikTok, I've played games all day, I've watched porn multiple times a day, I've ate junk food all day because of the dopamine rush. When you're not used to it, and then you just have that lazy day, you have a day off of being undisciplined and unhealthy, whatever it is, then you're going back to that cycle, and you slowly feel yourself. If you do not change anything, if you are not honest with yourself, oh, it's okay. Do you go back? You go back to that very person that you are killing every single day, your old self. You don't want that. I don't want that. You might hate what I'm saying, but it's the fucking truth because I've been there. This is me. I'm living it. I've been through this since I was 17. This has been my journey of back and forth, really fucking what's going on in my mind, really trying to understand what's going on in my mind, the words that I'm speaking, the thoughts that's going through my head every single day. This is what is causing you your pain because you're not being real with yourself. You're not understanding them little words that you say, them little sentences that you say to yourself. Oh, it's okay if I don't go for a run today. It's okay if I skip the gym today. Them little things make such a big difference with keeping and achieving your goals, making your goals. Everything that you say, it's so little, but you have to be real with yourself. You have to catch yourself in that very moment and be honest with yourself, because nothing changes if you do not change this. Just sit down, think, journal, reflect. Sit down for a couple of hours and really just understand the thoughts that are going through your head. First, it'll be uncomfortable because you've come away from distracting yourself. And that's the reason why you distract yourself, because of these uncomfortable thoughts. But really just sit there right now, after watching this video, sit there and be honest with yourself. Tell yourself you're going to sit there for a couple of hours and really understand what the thoughts are going through your mind. Even if you start crying, even if you start wanting, you can feel yourself wanting to go on the phone, go on gaming, go have some nice junk food. Feel that feeling. Really just sit there and feel that feeling and just sit with it. Sit with that uncomfortable feeling, because if you do not expose yourself to uncomfortable hardship every single day, then what's going to change? That willpower is never going to grow. The area in our brain is never going to grow. The area in our brain that's for willpower is never going to grow. Every time we do something that we don't want to do, this part of the brain grows, because our willpower is growing. Only if you do not want to do it, especially if you don't want to do it. If you want to do it, if you find it fun to go to the gym, that's not increasing your willpower. You have to do things that you do not want to do. You have to consistently do things that you do not want to do to increase your willpower, to increase that urge to, to increase the urge to improve. That center in your brain is very small right now. That's why you can't stick to the diet. That's why you can't stick to going to the gym. That's why you can't stick to posting videos. I've wanted to quit so many times, but I said I cannot let myself quit making these videos, because I've quit every single thing that I've done in my life, and this is the only thing that I want to improve on, that I'm killing myself every single day to do. This is so uncomfortable for me to just even speak to this camera. It's uncomfortable for me to speak. I don't even like speaking. This is so uncomfortable, but I have to do it because of that very reason. To grow this area in our brain, to increase my willpower, to do the things that I don't want to do. It's only improving myself. The things that we don't want to do are the things we should be doing the most. Are the things we should be doing. Say we've got to meditate for 10 minutes. If you don't even want to do 10 minutes, you should be doing 30 minutes, 20 minutes. You should be doubling it. I don't even want to sit here for 10 minutes. And then sometimes I force myself to sit here for an hour or 2 hours just speaking to this camera, so I can improve my voice, so I can improve how I'm speaking, so I can, engage more with you, get better at actions and talking. Everything about this I hate. but it's something that I need to improve on because I want to build a business. I want to meet other people alike. I want to travel the world and meet other people alike, just like you, just like me. That's why you're up. This is why you're watching this video still, because you're exactly like me. You wouldn't be listening. You wouldn't still be listening if you weren't alike. If you didn't think that I was telling the truth, you still wouldn't be listening. Because there's parts of this that has resonated with you that you've said, oh yeah, no, he's speaking the truth there. He knows what he's talking about. Yes, I do, because I've been in this situation for 7 years, 8 years, however long it has been. And every single time I start to fanny out, I start being a bitch, I stop being real with myself, I stop being honest with myself. Soon as I stop being honest with myself, I go back to my old self. I start watching the porn, I start eating the junk food, I start gaming, whatever it is, smoking, drinking. I start seeking the instant gratification. And you know, if you're on this self-improvement journey, that instant gratification is basically the devil. There's some form of devil's work. This isn't the way to live. And you know that. The only way we can improve is doing the things that we don't want to do. Whether that's talking to a camera, whether that's talking on a stage, whether that's going to the gym, whether that's speaking to a stranger, whatever it is, we have to push ourselves to do the things that we don't want to do. That is the only way things are going to change. How do you expect to get better at anything if you're not going to push yourself out of your comfort zone, not going to do anything? Be honest with yourself right now. Are you living a happy life? Are you happy with where you are right now? If not, then you're not being honest with yourself. You are not doing the things that you need to be doing every single day. You've started slacking, or you've never even tried. Today's the day. This year is the year that you start doing things that you don't want to do. This is the year that you start improving yourself, that you really start changing yourself and become someone new, killing your old self. Because I can't stress it enough with how far I've come this last year, how different I am. Not even physically, but mentally. My whole mindset has shifted. My whole physical self has shifted. If you want a completely different life, it starts with you and being honest with yourself. Don't live a miserable, unhappy life where the day comes where you're finally on your deathbed, where you've been hit with cancer, you're 80 years old and you're on your deathbed, everyone's around you, you've got dementia, you've got Alzheimer's, whatever it is, whatever reason it is why you're on your deathbed and you're lying there. Are you going to have regrets? Because I'm not. Nothing is going to stop me. Nothing will stop me, because I want to do everything that I don't want to do. I am going to push myself to do everything that I don't want to do. I hate going for runs in the freezing cold in the winter, and I'm going for a run 9 o'clock in the morning. My hands are freezing, my arms are freezing, I've only got a top and some shorts on. My legs are freezing, my back's aching because I've been working in the gym all week, but I still keep going. I still go. I still push myself because I want to grow that center, the power, the willpower inside of my brain. I want to become someone new. Don't you? If so, then it starts with being honest with yourself. Don't be a bitch. Really just listen, sit down with yourself and just be honest with yourself. Because, like I said, nothing changes until you're honest with yourself. And you know that. You know that deep down to your core, that until you're honest with yourself, you are never going to change.